Hello dear students, let's start today's poem, that's a photograph from your grade 11 English Hornbill book. Let's get started. A photograph, it's written by Shirley Tolson. Let's first read the poem, A Photograph. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she the big girl, some 12 years or so. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera, a sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terrible trumpet feet. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter, but world. With the labored ease of loss, now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. And of these circumstances, there is nothing to say at all. It's Silence, Silence by Shirley Tolson. Now let's go to the next slide, which is the summary. Now this poem is a tribute to poet's mother. She is looking at an old photograph of her mother, which has the frame of a cardboard. The picture has three girls, in which middle one is the oldest and the tallest. It is her mother when she was 12 years old or so. Beside her, on both sides of her, two cousins, Betty and Dolly, who are holding her hands and are younger than her. They went for paddling. Paddling means walking, on a beach holiday. And this photograph was taken by their uncle. The poet could not help but notice her mother's sweet face. The sea touches their terrible transit feet, which depicted that she changed over the years and the sea has remained the same. Her mother has grown up, but the sea is still the same for generation after generation. After 20-30 years, her mother would laugh at the photograph. She would make the poet look at the photograph and tell her how their parents would have dressed them up for the beach holiday. The memory while her laugh was the poet's favorite memory. Both of them lost something which they cherished a lot and yet cannot live that moment again. So these sweet moments were memories now. Now the poet's mother had been dead for the past 12 years, which is same number of her age when the photograph was taken back. She cannot express the grief that she has from her mother's absence. So this is a poem, a tribute to the poet's mother when she was looking at an old photograph of her mother. Now let's go to the next slide. I'm going to explain you stanza by stanza, line by line, with the word meanings I have also written for you. Now let's first start with the lines that is from 1st to 4th. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she the big girl, some 12 years or so. Now here cardboard is a very stiff paperboard on which the photograph was pasted. Paddling means walking through the shallow water in bare feet. Now big girl is referred, his mother is being referred here. Okay. Now in this line, the poet describes looking through a photo album, the pages of which seem to be made of cardboard. She is looking at one picture in a particular. It is a picture of three girls, right? The tallest and the oldest one in the middle, and the two younger and the shorter one at the each side of her. Look, as I have shown you over here only. Okay. Now this is the picture of her mother. The girl in the middle in the poet is the poet's mother, and the poet speculates that her mother must have been around 12 years old when the picture was taken, right? The other two girls are two of her mother's cousins only. Each of the cousins is holding on to one of the other girl's hand for support. The picture has been taken on a day that the girls had gone for paddling at the beach. Now paddling means walking through the shallow water, and they are enjoying their sea holiday. Now the next line, all three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera, a sweet face, my mother's. That was before I was born, and the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transit sea. Now in this line, the poet further describes the condition in which the photograph of her mother and her cousins was taken. The poet says that her mother's uncle had been the one to take the photograph. He had asked the three girls to pose for him, and so they had left their wet hair open, and their hair was obscuring part of their face through the film of their hair covering their mouths. One could see that they were smiling into the camera. They are enjoying their day so much. However, one face in the picture draws the poet's attention to a greater degree than the other two faces. It is her mother's face that she is concentrating on, and she comments that the face was a sweet one. The poet also says that the photograph was taken long before her own birth. Since then, her mother's face had of course changed since the time the photograph has been taken. In contrast to this, the sea which lay along the beach where the photograph was taken had changed to a lesser degree. That very sea had been washing the feet of the poet's mother and her two younger cousins the day the photograph had been taken. The poet calls those feet terrible transits, since all the girls in that photograph had stopped being so young and had grown up since then. Their childhood hasn't lasted very long, but the nature remains same generation after generation. Now the next line. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. Now snapshot means the photograph. See Betty and Dolly are the name of the cousins. She would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach, the sea holiday. Now in these lines, the poet stops looking at the photograph and recalls what her mother used to say about the photograph. Right? The poet isn't sure whether it was 20 years after the photograph was taken or 30 years after it. But she remembers her mother telling her to look at how the cousins called Betty and Dolly, the name of two cousins, looked at that young age. The mother also asked her to look at how their parents had dressed them up for a visit to the beach. Like their parents were also very happy that they are going for a sea holiday. Perhaps the plan to take the photograph had been there all along. So uncle might have planned to take the photograph. Now the next lines, was her past, mine is her laughter, but where with the labored ease of loss. Now in these lines, the poet says that her mother used to consider the photograph as an inroad to the past that she had left behind. On the other hand, the poet herself considered the memory of her mother laughing as a relic of the past that she missed every day. In both cases, the memories of the past made the two women contemplating them feel disappointed as they tried hard to come to terms with what they had lost. Because childhood memory or the past memory, one can only cherish, one cannot live it again. Now the words here labored and ease are opposite to each other, fine, but describe the same entity and the loss. Right, here labored means hard work and ease means something which is done very easily. Now the next line is, now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of these circumstances there is nothing to say at all. It's silence silences. Now in these lines, the poet says that her mother has been dead for the past 12 years. That is the same number of years that was the age of her mother when this photograph was taken. The poet is able to think of her mother's death, but she has no words with which to explain how that death has affected her, how much she missed her mother. The fact that the death has silenced her mother has also left her speechless. Now let's understand this poem once again through these key sentences. The first, the poet looks at the cardboard on which there is a childhood photograph of her mother. Next is her mother had gone for a sea holiday with her two cousins, and the name of the cousins were Betty and Tolly. While they were paddling, their uncle took a photograph of them. Both the cousins were holding the hand of her mother, who was the eldest among the girls. This was before the poet was born. Now time fled past since, and all those who were in the photograph underwent changes while the sea remained the same. Nature never changed. Her mother would look at the photograph after about 20 to 30 years and laugh nostalgically. Now for the poet, her mother's laughter and her sea holiday is a thing of the past. Her mother died about 12 years ago. The silence of the photograph silences the poet. She became nostalgic. She feels nostalgic. She experiences great loss after the death of her mother. Now let's go to the literary devices. The literary devices used in this poem is allusion. An allusion is a reference or an incidental mention of something, either directly or by implication. Like an example of allusion in this poem is cardboard, which actually refers to the photograph. Now the next poetic device used is alliteration. Now alliteration is the repetition of the initial letter, generally a consonant, of several words marking the stressed syllable in the line of the poem. Now example of alliteration used in this poem are stood still to smile. Now S, this is continuously, it is repeatedly it is used. Terribly transit. It's silent silences. Now these all are alliteration. Now transferred epithet. It is a description that refers to a character or event but is used to describe different situation or character, generally the adjective. Now here transit feet is an example of transferred epithet in this poem. It refers to human feet, but it is usually to describe the lack of permanency in human life. Nothing is permanent. It's like fine. Now the next one is oxymoron. In this literary device, there are two opposite ideas that are joined to create an effect. You remember I just explained you the meaning of labored ease. Now here labored means hard work, whereas ease means something which is easy. Now this is an example of oxymoron. Whereas labored, I told you it is something very great difficulty, a lot of hard work, and ease is something which is done very easily or comfortably. And both of the words have opposite meanings, right? Now labored and ease both are having the opposite meanings, but here they are clubbed together. So here it is an oxymoron. Personification. It's silent silences. The situation has been given the human.